This is Cronkite News.
They're definitely not social distancing and not wearing masks.
Coming up, COVID cases spike in Arizona as leaders look for solutions. Plus, what President Trump plans to do while visiting Arizona tomorrow. And NASCAR fans return to the track for the first time since the organization's ban on displaying the Confederate flag. We'll show you what happened next. Welcome to this Cronkite News Update. I'm Caitlin Keenahan. Coronavirus deaths reached nearly 120,000 this weekend in the United States. In total, there are now more than 2.2 million confirmed cases of the virus. Nearly 55,000 of those in our state alone. This is not the trend health experts hope to see. And now more young people are testing positive. New infections have ticked up in nearly 24 states. In Arizona, home to the next presidential speech, infections nearly doubled in the last 2 weeks.
I would consider whether it's appropriate to have this event in Phoenix while we are increasing the amount of COVID in our community.
As numbers swell, a new wave of criticism is crashing down on President Donald Trump. At a rally Saturday, the president said he told officials to slow down testing to curb the number of reported cases.
Come on now, Jake. You know it was tongue-in-cheek.
This is incredibly frustrating for the millions of Americans who have gotten sick and have not been able to get tests.
Along with testing and tracking, officials across the country are weighing or implementing mask mandates. A source says the CDC plans to issue new guidance soon. And the White House says they're stocking up for the possibility of a second wave of COVID-19. President Trump is due to visit Arizona on Tuesday. His first stop, Yuma, to check on the progress of the border wall. So far, just over 200 miles of the border wall system between the U.S. and Mexico are complete. White House officials say the president will receive a briefing on the border wall construction, then participate in a roundtable discussion with local community and elected leaders on border security. After a tour of the wall, Trump will fly to Phoenix to speak at a Students for Trump event at Dream City Church.
So we'll have up to close to 3,000 people joining us at Dream City Church, young people from all across Arizona. This is the first time since the lockdowns that the president has addressed young Americans. And I'm sure that the message will be teamed around that and about the future and the rebuilding of our economy, specifically for young Americans.
The Phoenix megachurch, where Trump will take center stage, released a statement online saying that they did not know he was coming when it rented the facility to the group hosting the event. And the rental does not constitute endorsement of the opinions of its renters. This will be the president's third visit to Arizona during this election year. Right now, the Bighorn fire burning near Tucson has charged over 50,000 acres and is 16% contained. The Bighorn fire is currently the third largest fire burning in the United States, and residents in the area are still under evacuation status. Another fire is burning in Tonto National Forest right now. It's become the fifth largest wildfire in Arizona history. The bushfire has spread to over 184,000 acres, and as of this morning, it's 42% contained. Some residents were able to return to their homes after being evacuated around 9 a.m. on Sunday. After NASCAR announced the ban of the Confederate flag last week, a noose was found Sunday in the only black driver's garage stall. Cronkite sports reporter Sam Brennan takes a look at the investigation and the latest on the flag ban.
It's been nearly 2 weeks since NASCAR made the decision to ban the Confederate flag. The news came a few days after NASCAR's only black full-time Cup driver, Darrell Bubba Wallace, suggested the ban during an interview on CNN.
Congratulations. This was a move that needed to happen a while ago for sure, but I was proud of the efforts by NASCAR, so hats off to them.
Late Sunday afternoon, a noose was found in Wallace's garage stall at Talladega Superspeedway. In response, NASCAR President Steve Phelps says the Birmingham FBI was notified and is carrying out an investigation.
We're going to use every effort we can to determine who has done this, whether it's a single person or multiple people.
Wallace said in a statement on Twitter he will not be deterred by the hateful act and will continue to stand for his beliefs. NASCAR's garages are only accessible to essential employees and security staff. Phelps says NASCAR doesn't want to rule out a security breach, but he thinks that it's unlikely. Phelps says justice will be served regardless of the culprit.
They will be banned from this sport for life. There is no room for this at all, and we won't tolerate it, and they won't be here.
The race, scheduled for Sunday, was moved to Monday due to weather. It's the first race NASCAR opened to a limited number of the public since the pandemic. The Confederate flag was not seen inside the track, but it was present outside the track and even above it. A plane flew over the track Sunday towing a Confederate flag with the words "Defund NASCAR." Also, fans lined up along the road outside Talladega, displaying the flag to passers-by. Prior to the race, NASCAR had not announced how it was going to enforce its Confederate flag ban.
But I've been very clear in our stance that the flag will be banned at facilities, so we're working through that.
Some challengers say that banning the Confederate flag infringes on constitutional free speech rights. But as a privately owned company, NASCAR reserves the right to make these decisions. Fans who buy tickets and enter NASCAR events submit to its rules and policies.
You know, in general, I'm a rights guy, and I like when people have rights to do what they want to do, but it's ultimately not my decision, and I support the fact that it's NASCAR's decision to make.
Adrian Brettel is a history professor at Arizona State University who has a book coming out on the Confederacy and the Civil War. He explains the flag was not the Confederacy's official flag during the Civil War. It was initially used as a battle flag of Robert E. Lee's Northern Virginia Army. But the meaning of the flag changed when the Confederacy lost the war.
So the flag, if you like, was actually a symbol of reconciliation between North and South. And the irony of irony now is that it's now a symbol of division and exclusion.
Confederate flag supporters now see it as a point of Southern-based pride. Others see it as a symbol of white supremacy, racism, and oppression. ASU Professor Emerita Angelita Reyes says she's startled by the reaction of some people who defend the flag.
With my work in Virginia, in Southern Virginia, I've had whites tell me, oh, there's some people here who don't understand that they have lost the Civil War. They're still fighting the war. And when I hear this from certain people, I get nervous.
NASCAR cited in its statement that the flag runs contrary to its commitment to being welcoming and inclusive.
I've had some people tell me, well, that flag is my heritage. Yes. It may be that person's heritage, but the flag represents racial division in America. So it's racial division, but it's also a racialized heritage.
Prior to today's race, NASCAR drivers showed their support for Bubba Wallace by joining together to push his race car to the front of the starting grid. Sam Brennan, Cronkite News.
Phoenix Raceway is set to host the NASCAR Championship race in November. It is not announced how it will enforce the ban during that weekend. Former Arizona Cardinals player Max Tuerk has died. He was 26. Tuerk's family said he died while hiking with his parents on a favorite trail in Cleveland National Forest north of San Diego. The All-American offensive lineman for Southern California was drafted by the Chargers and played for the Trojans from 2012 to 2015. He was a freshman, All-American, and All-Pac-12 first-team selection in 2014. As a 3-year starter, he played under 3 head coaches, Lane Kiffin, Steve Sarkisian, and Clay Helton. He was taken by the Chargers in 2016 NFL Draft, and he played 1 game for the Arizona Cardinals before being cut in 2018. That's it for this edition of Cronkite News. For more Arizona news updates throughout the day, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and find us online at cronkitenews.azpbs.org.